Hi, Carly. So glad to see you here. What brought you in today?
Um, I guess I've just been feeling concerned about the health of my friend, and some things that have been happening to her, and she hasn't been able to access her treatment, and I'm just worried about her.
So I hear that you really care about your friend and it's heavy on you, what she's going through.
Yeah, she actually works for a large medical agency, and recently the workers went on strike, and it affected her treatment plan. And when she doesn't get her treatment, essentially she loses feelings in her hands and her feet. She kind of loses function, like as a normal active mom. And so it's hard for me to watch her struggle through that and the uncertainty of when those appointments might become available because she's dependent upon people coming back from strike.
Wow, so your friend has a lot of uncertainty and a very serious health issue, and it's really affecting you as well.
Yeah, she's my best friend. I've known her for almost 15 years at this point. And no, that's not right. Maybe like 13 years, but it's been a long time. Our boys grew up together, and we, do holidays together, vacation together. And so, yeah, it's been difficult to watch her go through this very scary medical condition. Yeah,
So you are really close, good friends, and it's hard to watch her life changing so much when you guys had so much in common, really.
hmm yeah, I think because the boys grew up together, her boys are almost like my boys, and I worry about them too, and how maybe they're fearful of what's going to happen to their mom, and what happens when she doesn't get the medical treatment that she needs. And I think that the family as a whole does a really good job of um, just supporting each other, but I would imagine that it still probably worries them a little bit.
So I hear you saying that even though she has a lot of support around her, you can only imagine that it has to still be very hard.
Yeah. Um, it's unfortunate also because this was something that kind of didn't come about naturally. She was vaccine injured from the COVID vaccine. And so that was difficult, because I think personally she wouldn't have taken it if she didn't have to because of her work. And then so being forced to do something against your will and then having this be the result of it is even more difficult, I think.
So you have all these mixed feelings about, this having to happen when it wasn't something that she would have chosen, and it kind of was forced upon her. It's really difficult.
Yeah. Um, I mean, I think that's the probably the most difficult part is that it's not something that she would have chosen, right? And so the fact that it felt forced on her, um, and now she's a victim to this circumstance and has to have treatment for the rest of her life, to maintain regular functioning is just a travesty, in my opinion.
Yeah, it sounds like it's a very, very heavy emotions around something that you feel like could have been avoided, didn't have to happen this way.
Yeah. Um, she, I think it's almost like insult to injury that she works for this company and they're also the ones that are responsible for her treatment. Like they made her sick, but they're also the cure. And so um,
Yeah.
there's some irony in that, I think. And but also like, I don't know, it's yeah, mixed feelings is a good way to put it.
I'm sure it's so hard to see her have to go to work at this place that you feel like is responsible for this big thing that's happened that's totally devastated her life.
Yeah. I mean, when she's receiving the medical treatment that she needs, everything is pretty good. It's not like it was before she was sick, obviously, but she, goes to all the sporting events and games, and they go on vacations, and we get together for dinner, like I said, and holidays and things like that. So it's managed when she has the care that she needs. But when you have things like a strike that's out of your control and you're dependent upon this medicine to keep you healthy, and then someone's withholding that, it's a scary thing, you know?
Yeah, it sounds like there's some ups, but you're always kind of bracing for the down and the unknown of
Mm.
how things are going to go.
Mhm. Yeah, I think it's a scary thing to not feel like you're in control of your own life, and that you're dependent upon someone or something else to keep you safe. And so I guess I worry about that for her.
Yeah. Feels like there's just a lot of fear around all of this, and you feel like you don't have the control that you wish you could have to help your friend.
Mhm. Yeah,
Well, I'm sure we're going to be unpacking this more next week or whenever you come back. So thanks for sharing all of that with me.
thank you, Rebecca.
All right. Oof.
Okay, that was good. I appreciated your tone. I think that, and your facial expressions, like as I was talking, I could see and feel your empathy, and I think that your tone was very soothing. It was calm, and um, I actually felt like that was pretty natural. Like it didn't feel disjointed or off really. So I thought you did well.
It was really hard because I wanted to talk about your feelings. I was like, oh my gosh, this is like so terrible. And I was trying to stay away from talking about the feelings. So it was tough, to be
Hmm.
honest. And I'm so
Yeah.
sorry. I just feel like that's so hard.
It's been like years now. Which is why like it's managed care and she's doing so much better. But this whole thing with the strike recently was like she didn't she had to wait and she was starting to lose feelings in her hands and her feet, and like so like driving, texting, she works in information technology, and so like she codes all day, and like to not be able to use your hands is huge. And so yeah, I just saw her this last weekend and got an update. And thankfully, she had this, beautiful blessing of a human who continued to update the appointments and got her in. And like it was just so grateful. We were all so grateful that she was going to be okay. But it's hard, and I do worry about her. Yeah.
I can only imagine.
Megan, yeah. What did you think as the observer?
I thought it was good, definitely. Yeah, it's hard not wanting to just like reflect how they're feeling.
Hmm. Yeah.
There was one specific part where I thought you did good, and then one specific part I thought you um might have misread
Yeah.
what she was saying. Um, the misreading part was in the beginning. But there was a paraphrasing at the end that you used. That was good. Um, man, I wish I could
I
just
know, I wish we
remember.
could read it back. I
I'm
know I
grateful for the
struggled
transcript.
because,
Yeah.
yeah, I was like, I
I
want
was
to talk
pulling up the
about all your feelings.
sure. It's so hard to see her have to go to work at the place that you feel is responsible. I think that one was good.
Yeah. When you
Um,
said something that she didn't choose, I was like, yes,
yeah,
that's it, 100%.
that's what I
Yeah.
was talking about. But there was a part in the beginning where you're really close, good friends, and it's hard to watch her life changing. So much you guys had so much in common. The that one, it's hard to watch her life changing so much that you guys when you guys had so much in common.
How did that feel for you, Carly?
I do remember thinking at that time, I was like, well, I wasn't talking about anything that we had in common other than the boys,
Mhm.
I guess. Um, but I don't know if I had mentioned them yet. But I do remember that specifically as well,
Kind of where they
Megan. It
feel.
was something,
Yeah,
yeah, that same thing.
you did mention them, so I can understand why Rebecca wanted
Yeah.
to like I guess paraphrase
Mhm.
that.
Yeah.
But it
It
you
was a little
didn't
off.
talk about
It was a little
yeah, like
bit,
actual
yeah,
things in common.
yeah.
Okay.
That was the only other thing though. Yeah, that was the only time that I felt like, oh, that wasn't exactly what I meant, but or
Mhm.
yeah, that there was a misread. But I think the rest of it, like I said, your tone was great, your facial expressions were great. I thought you did well paraphrasing and hearing, what I was saying. So well done.
Okay. Yay,
All
we
right,
did it. Okay, let me stop
Yay.
let's
the
pray that this